I mean, the church is supposed to be more than just sitting on a hill. It's supposed to be influencing the environment. And then it says there was no law. In other words, people had no guidelines to govern their actions. You hear people going around today talking about, well, this is my truth. This is what I think. This is how I feel. This is what I believe. No, you don't get to believe apart from God. You don't have truth that disagrees with God. Because then you call God a liar. And you know how we feel when people call us a liar, don't you? I think God feels when folks tell you you're a liar because I believe this, God, even though you said that, and I'm going to go by what I believe, not what you said. Well, you just said, God, you're a liar. I know more than you. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this. It says that there's no law. So guess what they wound up with then, and guess what we have now? Chaos. Distress that God allowed. Not because he's raining down viruses, but because we've dismissed him. And so it's opened the door for viruses and other things that bring about dismay and confusion and conflict. And yes, what he says here is lack of peace. Well, that raises the question, doesn't it? Is there a solution? If God is the cause and thus God is the cure, what's the cure for the cause? Well, verse 4 of 2 Chronicles 15 tells us. It says, but in their distress they turned to the Lord God of Israel. They sought him, and he let them find him. Did you see that? Did you hear that? In their distress. Well, that's the same thing that was spoken of in verse 6. God caused their distress. Then it says in their distress. So let's look at that word distress. God used the distress to create the distress because it was the distress that put them in distress that they wanted to get out of. Let me say it another way. God will let things get as chaotic as they need to get until he gets our undivided attention. Not because he wants to be mean, but he wants our attention. We do that with our children, right? We make things inconvenient until they pay attention. This virus, it's a health crisis. We need to listen to our health leaders. We need to keep, not social distancing. That's not the best word. It's physical distancing. Because we still need to be socially connected, because technology will keep us connected. But we need to keep our space, yes, and we need to be aware of the symptoms and act accordingly. Yes, we must be wise in that. But don't think that that's all you're dealing with, or we're dealing with as a society. We're dealing with something else. In their distress, they cried. They suffered. You know what God is wanting now? He's wanting a return to him. From your life, with your family, with our churches, and with the government. Yep, even the government, since he created government. He wants a return to him. He doesn't just want us using his name, doing an introductory prayer. No, he wants to set the agenda, call the shots, and have us adjust our plan to what he says should happen. That's what he wants. He wants conformity to his will, submission to his authority, and a relationship with us as his people. They sought the Lord their God. How do you seek him? You pursue a relationship while simultaneously submitting to his authority. Those two things. You pursue a relationship while simultaneously submitting to his rule, his authority, where he has the last word over your word, over your thoughts, for how you were raised. Their distress woke them up. We better get right with God so our distress and lack of peace can be corrected by the God who gave us the distress. And it says he let them find it. You know why? Because that's what he's after all the time. He's after that. He's after this relationship. But we're out of alignment. We're not in alignment with him. And he's letting us know through these things that happen. Yeah, I know that a lot of people will dismiss this because it doesn't look like, okay, this sounds more religious than practical to the virus. No, it is at the core of the issue of the virus. So, I want to challenge you now. I want to challenge you to make knowing Him, drawing near to Him, connecting with Him, your goal. He's given you a direct route, by the way. It's the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, born of a virgin, lived the perfect life, died a substitutionary death in your place for your sins to give you the gift of eternal life and connect you with the Father. And anybody who comes to Christ for the forgiveness of sins and for the gift of eternal life, He'll grant it to you for free. You don't have to earn it, can't work for it, but He's giving it away. You come to the Lord Jesus Christ for your salvation, you will ignite a relationship with God. And then as you cultivate that relationship, reading His Word, reading the book of John, reading Isaiah 40 to understand how He's in control of everything, and using this Word to get to know that God through His Son, you'll begin to see He can speak peace while we wait on Him to solve problems. Well, I'm in the beginning of my own. Was married to my wife for 49 and a half years. Of course, a few months ago, she went into eternity due to a bout with cancer. But I was reflecting on how we met. When we met, I saw this lovely young lady, but she was not responding at the rate to which I was accustomed. Girlfriend was moving a little slow, so I had to help a sister out. I had to help her out. So I took her to an amusement park in Baltimore, Maryland called the Wild Mouse. Wild Mouse was a roller coaster for two. It did all the roller coaster things, but it did something else. It acted like it was going to jump off the track and then turn real quick. I said, give me 2 tickets. They gave me 2 tickets. We got on the Wild Mouse. The wilder the ride got, the closer she got. By the time the ride was over, you thought only one person got on it. See, I created distress because I wanted her to get closer to me. You see, that's what God does. He creates distress because He's after a relationship. But He knows as long as you don't have that distress, you're going to stay on your side. He doesn't want you that far from Him. God has put us in distress, or allowed us to be in distress, because He wants us to snuggle up close. Now is the time to run to Him, seek Him, pursue Him, be passionate after Him, to come to know His Son, and through His Son come to know Him, to get into His Word and grow in your commitment to Him, and then to submit to whatever He says, whether you feel it or not, because your feelings must be the caboose, not the engine. And then let's watch Him deal with the problem, because He has the ability to draw near to us and change us. May God bless you as you pursue Him, and as our culture learns that the God who causes the distress also alleviates the distress. We